Sometimes a French trip is a project, other times you just go with the flow without a well thought out plan. In May 2022, with 6 nights ahead of me, there was no real plan other than to find some quiet fishing. Summer had come early, and with soaring temperatures forecast for the entire 6-day session, I headed for some flowing water. And we've got people getting arrested straight away. Okay, we've just got down here. It's just getting dark. We're going to start fishing tomorrow. The police are already handcuffing people up in the car park, so that doesn't bode well, but it looks beautiful down here. I've already seen a couple of probably chub jump out here. I've not been down here for so long. The landscape has completely changed, where the floods have brought this gravel up and you can now get straight onto this island, but you can't. It's strictly no night fishing these days. They used to be far more relaxed about it. But yeah, we're gonna stick out. We've got 5 kilos of candy nut boilies in 20mm, perfect for throwing stick, and we're gonna spread all of this across this area for first light. Yeah, looks absolutely mega here. Looking forward to it. Anyway, let's get baiting, because I want to bait somewhere else as well. So we're tight on time as usual. With the fish safely secured in the net, I was quick to recast the rod in the hope a shoal was passing through. Okay, first fish from this morning. I had 2, one mid-30, this one's about 40 pound. I think it might be a couple of ounces under. Yeah. Let's just hold that up. Unbelievable start to the trip. Saturday morning, we put in about 4.5 kilos of candy nut crush last night, and we came down an absolute mission to get across the gravel. Great start, amazing. Yeah, took a double 20mm candy nut boilie over the pre-bait from last night. I just stuck the rods out to start with without any bait, and then I put a little bit of bait in. Anyway, we've got another mid-30 to show you, and then we'll get the rods back out. It doesn't like being lifted up, this fish. Lovely. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, that's going to have to do. Small common, £20. So that's the third one. We're gonna wind all the rods in, and we're going to put another 100 baits out. The presentation isn't great. I've only got 4-ounce leads. Here we are. Yeah, presentation isn't great. So I think I haven't got any bigger leads with me, so we'll have to make do. See matey boy's come down now. He saw that I put a load of bait in and he's come down. Anyway, what can you do? Yeah, I've only got 3 and 4-ounce leads because I was trying to keep the rucksack as light as possible. Oh, hello. And this flow is quite strong, so it is occasionally the lead's bumping in the flow, which I don't really like. So we're going to redo them. We're going to put a bit more bait in. It's going to be so hot today. I'm going to have to get some sun cream on in a minute. But yeah, lovely. 3 fish, 20, low 20, 35 and 40. Winner. Okay. Just to let you know what I'm using. We've got 12, a good 12 inches of 35-pound skin link. We've got size 2 hook. I'm either using the big claw ones, the big twister ones, or the brute ones. And we've got a couple of 20mm candy nut crush boilies on there. Nice and simple, lead clip. And I'm going to stick a 4-ounce lead on there. Ideally you want to use 5 here with this, but yeah, 3 fish this morning. We've probably been here about 3 or 4 hours. Sun's now getting up. I've got an angler to my left, and as my bait is going that way in the eddy, he's potentially going to reap the rewards of it. But hey, it's a public river. You know, I'm not going to complain too much. I don't mind if he has a couple of fish off my bait. Just so long as he doesn't get any big ones. Anyway, we freshened up the swim with another 100 baits. Just taking my time to get the rods back out. There's no great rush when you've just sprayed bait everywhere. We're going to make up some stringers just to guarantee there's a bit of bait close to that hook bait. Yeah, maybe we'll get taken a couple of hours time. The idea is, if you put a load of bait in like that, another 100, you might not get a bite for a couple of hours, but then you might get 2 or 3. So yeah, excellent start to the week. It's 9 AM. We've got the 4th fish, another nice 30. We're not going to weigh it. Beautiful mirror, this one. Unbelievable scales. He's on. He's got one up there. Look at that, what a lovely fish. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was actually just thinking about leaving. It's so hot and I've got such a mission to get all my stuff back to over there to then go and get the car that's parked up in the village. It's just so much effort. I thought, you know, let's move on. We've had some nice fish from here, but this is just screamed off. Probably about £18. Lovely little common. Okay. I do actually think the fish, I don't think it's that they're not feeding as much. I think it's that they've actually just moved, in the heat, they've moved more into the current. But there's so many people here, I haven't really got the opportunity to move. There's swimmers, there's sunbathers. Anyway, it's very hot, let's get this fish back. So it's Saturday afternoon, sort of 5 p.m, late afternoon. We have 5 out of the island today, but it's 30 degrees today and you're out on that island with no shade. And not only that, but you've got a load of, it's a Saturday night and you get more and more of the kind of city centre type people coming out. And you're liable to get yourself in a bit of trouble, particularly when you've got a barrow load of stuff across the shingle, 500 metres of shingle to get it across. You've then got to stash it in the bushes, go up to the village, up that really steep hill, and my God, last time I did that, it was 10 years ago, and now I was 32 then, I'm 42 now. I thought I was going to give myself a heart attack. So anyway, I had to stash my gear, go and get the van. 20 minutes later I brought the van down and loaded up, and we're over at where we baited last night. Much stronger flow here. We're on 8-ounce leads. We're not fishing very far out at all. Again, I fished here a long time ago, but the fish in this canal are just getting bigger and bigger on average. So yeah, we probably put about 8 or 9 kilos of candy nut and Scopex squid in here last night. That will have all gone overnight, I'm fairly sure of it, but hopefully there'll be a few fish about. We've probably just added another 40 baits. I'm looking for a quick bite. If I get a quick bite, I might go and get my bed chair and do the night here. But we'll see how it goes. It's lovely to have a bit of shade, my God. And it's nice to actually get off that island. We will go back there, I think, but when we go back, we're going to fish mega light. We're going to just have a little rucksack and just a couple of scopes or something. So yeah, all looking good. I'm absolutely exhausted. I need to get some sleep, but I'm going to have a beer first. Ah, you. Big fish. Okay, it's a bit dark there. So it's 9 p.m. On Saturday night. Lost one, can't believe it. I got here at about 4. Nothing for the first 3 hours, and then I got a take on the right hand rod, and it was a good fish. There's no doubt about it. It was a good fish. And just when I thought I had it under control, the hook came out. Can't believe it. It's a bit of a lesson. I knew it anyway, but on this canal you've got to use 8-ounce leads to hold bottom, just in the margins. So if you're actually going to fish it, you've got to use real brute tackle. That wasn't what I lost it. The one where the hook pulled out was on a size 2 twister. As good as those hooks are, but the gauge of the wire is not thick enough for these for this fast flowing water. I'm sure that's why. But anyway, that is what it is. We're on to brutes now. 8-ounce leads, and we'll see how we get on. We're going to put some bait in and we're going to come back first thing in the morning. It's 7 o'clock on Sunday morning. We had 3 fish. The rods went out at about 4 a.m. this morning. We've had 3 in quite a short space of time. No losses, which is good, because I lost those 2 to start with. This is the biggest, which is a mirror. What's interesting is that they haven't actually spawned here. So this one's carrying eggs. Lovely, look at that. So yeah, this was £41. Okay, I'll just swing you around, mate, and just do the other side. So yeah, they're clearly up this end of the canal, which is amazing because half of that's candy nut crush everywhere. But anyway, I'm actually baiting. I'm baiting with strawberry and candy nut. Beautiful fish. Look how orange it is. What a lovely fish that is. Right, we'll get you back. We'll get the other one out. So yeah, this was the second biggest. I had a couple of commons, which were both smaller. Finally, there we have it. It's a lovely fish. It's got a couple of spawning marks at the bottom there. They've certainly started, they've had a spawn. You know what, I've got a shot of him out there. Messy. Okay, we're on 6 p.m. on Sunday evening. Very quiet day, to be honest with you. At 1 or 2ish, I got a take, and it was a catfish of about probably 20 pound. So yeah, real quiet, but it's so hot. It's 30 degrees. I'm so grateful that I've got a bit of shade over here. It's starting to cloud over now. We were expecting thunderstorms tonight, but in mid-May you would never be expecting 30-degree heat. We've just got it day in, day out. There's quite a strong wind today, but and I was planning on any wind. I was planning on trying to get on a lake and try and go with the wind, but it's just such an effort to do anything in this heat. It's too hot for fishing, but when you only get a couple of chances a year, you've got to try and make the most of it. So anyway, we've been back to the car, picked up another 10 kilos of bait, and some water, a couple of other bits and pieces. We've made up some fresh rigs. I freshened up the swim before I left. Probably put about 2 kilos in across the area. Yeah, sorted a few bits and pieces out. I stashed all my camera equipment, wallet, phone, passport in the middle of the bushes here. And I've got back and it is full of ants. There seem to be so many ants around this part. Anything you put down, you can bet your ass my rod holder behind is full of them. My holdall's full of them. And now my camera bag's full of them. So that's a bit of a frustration, but we're going to do the night here tonight. A couple of the fish did come in the first hour that I put the rods in last night in the dark. So we're going to have to give it a go. You know, obviously yesterday we got down here and it was all ready for us. We pre-baited it. It was ready to go. Today it's fairly sure it's not going to be quite the same. The odd fish has jumped out in and around the barge area, in and around the weir pool, but they look like small fish to me. I'm sure they're definitely carp are out there up this end of the lake, and every so often a few will come in towards the edge, pick up a few baits, go back out, come in, pick up a few, and at night they're coming in and they're just feeding hard, and that's where you're getting all the takes. But in the day, just the odd fish is coming in this heat. Any other conditions mid-May and it would be bang on for daytime bites, but it's just not going to happen. So I've been trying to toy in my mind whether or not I can bear slogging it across the pebbles back to that spot. I would do, but I'm just very worried about the van. It's a hire van, and the cost involved in getting it broken into or keyed or scratched up by someone who's had a few too many drinks. I don't really want to take that risk, but you know, first few hours of the morning's the one over there. I'm too tired at the moment to do that. I need to get some more sleep. But yeah, what we're going to do, it's Sunday night. We've still got the best part of 5 nights to go, so we've got plenty of time. It's just getting hotter and hotter. It's getting up to 32, 33 degrees towards the end of the week. But yeah, it's actually starting to cloud over a bit now. So hopefully maybe a bit of rain will cool us down a bit. As the light faded for the first time during the trip, the barbel moved in. History told me this was not a good sign of things to come. Okay, it's first light on Monday morning. We've just got a break in the rain. It's due to rain for the next few hours. It is a nightmare down there. I can't believe I've had no sleep again. I think I have 4 barbel, 4 small commons, biggest about 35, and 2 of these bloody things. Bloody horrible things. Okay, the best of the commons. Again, it's not a big fish. There we are. What a beautiful common that is. It's probably about £30. Yeah. It's not the one for me now. I can't be doing with that all night, every night. At least not now. I'm not convinced the bigger fish are up here now. We had our chance on the first night with the bigger fish. But anyway, we're catching fish, that's the main thing. Let's see how we get on at the next venue. Because, well, to be honest with you, we're going to go and have a look further down the river on the bike first. Then we'll decide what to do. Okay, so it's 9:45 on Monday morning. After I had that catfish during the storm this morning, I've basically packed everything away and I've gone for a 2-hour bike ride around the neighbouring park lakes to here, and this sort of this canal section. It's more like a river than a canal, much further up that way. Just to see if I could find them. You know, it's been that hot that you would expect some of them to be spawning, but no sign of any spawning, no sign of any carp. And then on the lake, no sign of any anglers, but no sign of any carp either. I had a good look round. In the reserve, incidentally, there were just big catfish. Well, say big catfish, sort of 20 to 50 pound catfish swimming around. I didn't bring the camera with me, but my God, you forget how big it is. But it's a very, very big lake, and it takes ages to ride round. So we did 2 hours over there from sort of 7 till 9. We picked up the car from where I'd left it, brought it back here, and then we've got all the stuff, we've barrowed the stuff back to the car. This sort of stuff is not for the faint-hearted. Oh my God, I'm absolutely knackered. All my joints and muscles are tight where, you know, your body, I sit at a desk most of the time crunching bloody spreadsheets. So I do go running a fair bit at the moment, to be fair, while my Achilles tendon's okay. Look at this hornet. Go away. You can probably smell the boilers. So anyway, we're back. We've packed the car up. I think this is the end of the chapter of this trip. I want to try somewhere further south. It is going to be bloody hot, but at least I can get the boat out, do a bit of boat work, and not do all this traipsing around. I can do the nights in a level of relaxation and comfort. I've got to have a good sort of the van out, but as long as I can get down there, it's probably 3 or 4 hour drive from here. If I can get down there mid-afternoon, have a skeg about, and then probably get the rods out for darkness, and then get some kip, that'll be a winner. So yeah, I think probably the end of this chapter for now, but I haven't completely lost faith just yet. Over now. it's just getting dark on Monday evening. We've come further south to this lake. It's about 60 acres in size. Timing's always critical on these places. There's no other waters in the area, or at least too close. And we've got a Belgian guy on, who, to be fair, knows the lake very well. He's caught a lot of big carp from here. But he's kind of in the centre, and he assumed that there wasn't going to be anyone else coming. Now his rods are going all the way across, so he's moved one of his lines to fit me in, but he's pretty much taken up the whole of the lake apart from the beach on the opposite bank, and the wind's been pushing this way, so I've asked him for a compromise, which he's taken. So he's moved his rod that's furthest this way, but his lines are going right across the lake. This is not ideal at all. But anyway, all the rods have gone out. 20 mil Scopex squids and some tiger nuts on 2 rods. 2 are slightly more heavily baited, 2 are very lightly baited. By all accounts, the crays have woken up, so all the hook baits are shrink wrapped. Yeah, we'll give it the first night. We've just got the rods out now, so really we're going to be looking at first light for any shows, and if we can get into the water where the shows are, we'll be moving on to them. But that's all it is for now. I'm going to set the bivvy up. It's so nice just to be carp fishing as opposed to kind of river fishing where you're getting barbel, catfish and everything else. I know if I get a take here, there are bream and chub in here, but if it's a proper one toner, I know it's going to be a carp. Over and out for now. When I'm away, I'm allowed sugar. Okay, it's first light on Tuesday morning. No action in the night. I needed the sleep, to be honest with you. Didn't hear any bosh. I've been getting liners, twitches on my right hand rod, which is the one in the shallowest water in the onion weed in this bay to my right. Which, to be honest, is one of my most confident rods. I'm pretty sure it's crayfish. Just hooking up the line around the hook link and the leg core. The baits are wrapped, but I'm a little bit nervous about that. We've got a lovely full moon out in front of us. Yeah, I've wound one of these 2 in. And I've actually just chucked one a lot closer in up the left hand side where I put some Scopex squid yesterday, because I think they come right into the edge early morning. Well, at least it's worth a rod. I've got 2 out that way anyway. It's crazy, with only 2 of us on the lake and it still feels too tight with those baits going right across, but yeah, no sign really of anything. I had to come in here. The wind was chucking it this way, and the only sign of a carp I saw was out in this direction. There's definitely one jumped out from I could see from right over there, so I had to come this side. But yeah, first night on a new water, you can't expect too much, particularly when it's 28-30 degrees and dead still, high pressure. You know what? I've actually had a nosebleed. I don't know whether it was just the exhaustion or what. I never get nosebleeds, but the heat, the exhaustion, whatever, has brought on a little bit of a blood clot up my nose, which is potentially a little bit worrying. But anyway, I feel okay, so hopefully it's nothing serious. I'm gonna leave it till lunchtime. Let's just leave everything settled until lunchtime. And see what happens. Okay, it's Tuesday lunchtime. Might not better hear me with the water, but I've got the waterfall just to my right here. I'm not happy with down there just sitting behind motionless rods, so I've come over for a few hours. We're in the water over here, so I can't actually set up here, but chuck the rods out. We can put them out for 3 or 4 hours. Just saw a splash there, just to see if the carp are this side, because his lines are going so far over. I'm just getting cut off on all rods down there, so I can't do the night here. We'll do the night down there, but we'll just try this for a few hours and see how we get on. See if I see any carp. All rods have just been pinged out with 20 Scopex 20 millers out there and single hook baits. Okay, it's 8 PM Tuesday evening, so we've been here 24 hours now. I tried the day, I took a bit of footage whether it will come out or not. So we did the day right over there, away from all of the lines out there, near the waterfall. Just one terrapin nibbling off my boilies. No sign of any carp. Wind, as usual, is pushing into this side, so I've had a pizza with Diego, and then I've come in here, come back to the original spot. I've already seen 3 or 4 shows bang over my left-hand rods up this side where we've got the swimming net, bollards, what do you call them? The swimming floats. So far we're on fish, definitely. First real chance, I think, on one of these left-hand rods. You know, there's some bait's been out there as well all day. I baited before I went over there, so hopefully they would have had a few, and we could be in for a reasonably quick evening bite. But it's going to get dark in about an hour, so we'll see. Oh, monsieur, monsieur. Non, 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 ici, ici. Ici, non, ici, non, non. Merci. Merci beaucoup, merci. It's a big common. We're going to get wet and we don't care. We've got him. Oops. It's good sized fishes now. It's not bad. Not bad. Merci beaucoup. Okay. Let's take this blooming thing off. Okay. So we've got a 38-pound common here, right where I said they were lunking, along the swimming cones. Very long fish. Okay. Slightly damaged tail. But look at that, what a wonderful fish that is. 38-pound common, first fish. Definitely a couple of different fish rolling over there. I could see one was a mirror even from here. So yeah, a few fish about. We've got the rod back out. There she is. Beautiful. Okay. Koipu lives in there. I just saw his tail a couple of times as I walked past.
Obviously they come out at night, but yeah, it looks like a little troll's cave, doesn't it? I'll have to make up a fairy tale for my children about that.
Okay, it's 7 o'clock on Wednesday morning. It's gone flat calm, and no other action. Throughout the night I was getting bleep, 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 and it's no surprise that the spawning started. You know, we're on the 18th of May, it's blistering hot, and it had to start sooner or later. It started, there's even some nice koi in amongst them spawning, all up this bank behind me. You can see groups of carp swimming about. There are quite a few small ones actually, but yeah, it doesn't feel right. This is the end of this chapter. I was planning on staying on here for 4 days. I mean, they will stop spawning later, but it just doesn't feel right to be fishing for them, and it takes a bit of the fun out of it, knowing that they're one time of the year where they get their leg over and you're trying to catch them. So we're going to move on, and we're going to try and find somewhere where they're not spawning. I think probably the rivers is the best chance, but we will check out a few lakes as well. Like I said, this is quite a shallow lake and we're deep south, so there's got to be other places with deeper water or flowing water that aren't quite at the same stage yet. But yeah, we're going to start packing up now and get moving. Okay, it's Wednesday lunchtime. It's quite noisy here. We've got some construction work going on, so I'll try and speak up a little bit. So yeah, Wednesday lunchtime. We pulled off the other lake first light this morning when the carp was spawning. Hopefully they're not going to be spawning on here. It's a smaller lake. It's very small actually. It's not, to be honest, this is more like a stocked carp public lake. I wouldn't say it's my ideal sort of place, but there are a lot of big carp in here, and since we're this far south, it's worth giving it a go. There are 2 carp anglers on the opposite side, and there's basically no more room over that side. It's furthest away from these picnic tables, so you probably don't get quite as much commotion over there. But I've picked kind of the area spanning the main body of water out towards an island, and I'm not expecting anything today. This is all about patience. Quite where I'm going to sleep yet I don't know, because it's daytime only, and the gendarmes circulate here every night apparently, according to the guy opposite. So we'll find somewhere to just sleep for the night, with a view to getting back on here at first light. We're going to give it a good hit of bait tonight, throw and stick out until my forearm can't take any more, with a view that we'll get down here very early in the morning and start fishing. It's so hot. I've got a bit of shade here, but it's 32 degrees today in late May. I've got my timing wrong on the week. It's so hot this week, but you've got to make the most of what's in front of you. Get it all ready for tomorrow and just whack them out there. Okay, it's 11:10 on Wednesday evening. We've put probably about 4 kilos of 20mm Scopex in. We're going to get down there really early in the morning, but you can't night fish down there, and the car park leading to the lake is right off the motorway, and it's full of dodgy characters. So we found a lovely secluded car park on another lake further up the road that's also got carp in, but we got here in the dark and we haven't had time to really look at that. There's lots of kids partying and stuff still. I mean, it's 23 degrees. Can you believe that? 23 degrees on the 18th of May at 11 p.m. It's absolutely ridiculous. So we found this car park right next to the lake, 15-minute drive away, and I've just put the bed chair down here. Let's see. It's just in the shadow there. It's just in the shadow there, so not too many people can see me. Anyway, that's it for now. We're going to try and get a couple of hours sleep. I'm fairly comfortable that I'm not going to get raped over here, but we'll see how it goes. Over and out for the night. It's 7:45 in the morning. Like I said, we put a load of bait in here yesterday in this area. I did see a couple of shows on the other side of this island in completely different water, but we thought we'd stick it out for a few hours. I have actually seen a couple of other shows real close in, and one of the rods over the bait is ripped off, which is a good sign. And we've got here a 30-pound mirror. It's not the most handsome of creatures. I think we'll call this one Uglo. Unfortunately, he's had a few rounds with Mike Tyson, but I'll show you him quickly and then we'll get him back. Okay. I don't think you'll need to see the other side of her. Anyway, let's put her back. Okay, here we go. It's lunchtime. We get a second take and we've got a lovely golden mirror. Okay, there she is. Lovely. There she is. Only 35, just for the record. Nowhere near as big as I thought. Okay, it's 4:20 on Thursday afternoon. So we baited this with quite a few kilos last night. We fished over the bait today. I did whack a bait over a show at first light, but didn't get anything on that. We've had 3 takes over the bait, 2 fish, 30 and 35. We did just lose one. There's kind of a bed of onion weed in here, and it was through the onion weed, and I had to pull pretty hard to pull it out. It came out, but then on the way in, the hooks pulled. It's not really surprising, to be honest with you. Their mouths aren't in the best shape on here. They've obviously been fished hard over the years, and yeah, it's not really pulling me, if you know what I mean. So I think I'll leave it to the locals, to be honest with you. Let's start to head north. There's a spot on the river that I want to go to that's about 2 hours away. So we'll get there in comfortable time if we go now. It's sort of a run every 3 or 4 hours. I don't really want to have to wait around for another carp with a poor mouth. So yeah, we're going to pack away leisurely, and we're going to start to head up the river. And we'll stop in this place for the night, I think. I've tied up some fresh rigs back on the heavy duty stuff for the river, and I don't really want to sleep in a car park again as well. That wasn't particularly nice. So let's go to the river. We can bivvy up there, we can have a nice night. Hopefully we won't get a nice night because the carp will be interrupting us, but yeah, we'll get a more comfortable night in. Over and out for now. Thursday evening, just getting dark, so 9:30 probably. What a place this is. I've got to be honest, it's not my own work. I've tracked it down from someone on YouTube. You know who you are, and you've got to take all the credit for this area. But what an incredible place this is. I wish I'd come here earlier on in the week. This is where you can quite happily sit for a few days and relax. This is in the middle of nowhere, beautiful spot. It's just a shame it's right at the very end of the week. We've just realistically just got tonight. I think it's mainly night action here. So we've just put a few handfuls of 24mm Scopex squid. We're not going to bother with any other bait here. Just over the back of the weed. The water is right down. There's not obviously been a lot of rain in France, and there's not due to be for a bit of time, so it's even better. The conditions couldn't be better. But having said that, it is ever so shallow just over the back of the weed here. You can't actually go any further than just over the back of it, because I've just realised an 8-ounce lead won't hold current any further out. So we're literally in 4 foot of water over the back of the weed. It's just a case of whether or not there are any carp about. There's obviously many miles of this river between these sections, so they could have found weed beds elsewhere in these shallow conditions. But it's 100% worth the night as we make our way further north. Absolutely lovely. We've just made up some fresh rigs with some big brute hooks and single 24mm bottom baits, 8-ounce leads. Wonderful. I'm going to have a good tidy up as well, get rid of all my rubbish, have a couple of Heinekens. Oh, hello, get away. Could be a catfish. Okay, it's been a night of non-stop action. Unfortunately, all blooming catfish. Even on tiger nuts, I've had 5 cats. 2 of which were on tigers and 3 were on boilies, so I just wound in the boilie rods in the end. But yeah, one of them was about 90 flipping pounds. I can't believe it. Just getting the hooks out is the hardest thing, because blooming their mouths are rock hard and big brute hooks. Just ended up having to get the pliers on a couple of them. But anyway, just when I thought the chance was over, the one remaining rod in the water was ripped off, and it's a little common, so maybe they've just arrived. Okay. Look at that, probably about 20 pounds. Is that in there all right? Beautiful little common carp, thank you so much. I've just sprayed a few more tigers out there and actually put a couple more rods out. It's still quite early even though the sun's up, so you never know.